Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I am excited this Monday morning for this conversation with this marketer, this entrepreneur, who's going to be talking about how she, after being an empty nester, is giving back and being of value, contributing value, and creating value for herself through online marketing and through Legendary, right? Learning here and as a part of our community. So with that being said, let's welcome to the show, Gennifer Mitchell. What is going on, Gennifer?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm good.
Awesome. Where are you calling in from?
California, Northern
Okay.
California.
Nice. Most people are usually from Southern California, so it's nice to get a Northern Cali person in the house.
Yeah, I lived in San Diego for a few years, but came back.
Cool, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So you are still in real estate, or
Yep.
yes, still in real estate, still selling houses. Okay.
Yep.
An
Over
empty
16 years.
16 years doing that. Empty nester, as we've put in the title here.
Yeah.
How many little birdies have now flew the nest?
I have two daughters, so they're 19 and 21.
Wow.
And one's still in college in San Diego, but the other is married and having a baby in August.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's insane.
You're gonna be a grandma.
I know.
How's
It's
that?
It's weird.
Yeah, very weird, right?
It feels weird. It took me a little while, but I mean, she went to a Bible school for 2 years, and they do things differently in Texas. Start them young.
I got to get married, have kids young. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did things differently myself, and I didn't go to a Bible school in Texas. So I have a 21-year-old. I had him very early, and so yeah. So
yeah,
I also have a 5-year-old and a 5-month-old. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So talk to us about what led you online? I mean, what was it? COVID? What brought you online? And what? I mean, obviously, you've got a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. I think selling houses, because of the way that a realtor, is that what you would consider yourself as a realtor?
Yeah.
Okay. A realtor has to have a bit of a entrepreneurial spirit in them, at least a little bit, because of the way that the job works. You're kind of hustling, you're generating leads, you're kind of in charge of your own. Oftentimes you're on commission only, I think.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So how did we get to where we're at right now?
Well, I've always wanted to do something passively. I've always, so in 2015, I moved with my daughters to San Diego after a very difficult 17-year marriage. And so I have an adventurous spirit, and I knew that I wanted to I've traveled a lot, and I knew I wanted to travel, and I just wanted to figure out how, if I'm doing real estate, obviously I have to be there and I have to be with the clients, and you're always chasing the deal. So, it's just fairly difficult to go anywhere or do anything. I mean, most realtors work themselves till they're 85 or something. You never stop working. If you're not working, you feel guilty because you're not working and you're not making money. So I always wanted to learn how to make money online. And I've had that. I mean, I've done a few MLMs and stuff, and nothing was ever really nothing that I was passionate about. And so when I moved to San Diego, I flipped houses and didn't just sell then. I was flipping and doing stuff. And so that was a whole nother thing. Right. And it was amazing and fun and very high risk, actually. And then ended up coming back because my youngest daughter wanted to come back. But the online, I just always knew. I mean, before I was planning, I'm like, okay, 4 years, my time's up. My kids are going to be out. I mean, I love them to death, but I could not wait for my time my life to start, again.
Right.
And because you lose yourself when you're a mom, especially a parent.
Yeah.
But you lose yourself. And I had to, after my divorce, I had to recreate myself. Who am I? What am I going to be? What am I going to do?
Wow.
And I knew that I wanted to travel. And so, I mean, I was selling everything. I was going to literally figure out something online and go live in Bali and Thailand for a year, do my Eat, Pray, Love tour, you know. But, and then my daughter wanted to come back. So I said, I always told them, yes, absolutely, we'll go back. And she wanted to spend more time with her dad. So we came back, and then I got involved in a relationship. So I'm still here, but he's an entrepreneur. He's a broker. He has his own business. And so I'm always around that. And he knows very much as well that I just want to do something online. And I tried a few things, but nothing ever really worked. And I literally was just on TikTok for fun and looking at funny videos and stuff. And I started seeing, you know, FBA, all the different, you know, Shopify, whatever, all those things. And I'm thinking, okay, so it started spurring that in me again. Okay, I could do this still. And I could talk him into, you know, hiring someone to run his business. And, you know, I've been planting those seeds for years. So anyway, so yeah, I literally just fell into it. I had no idea what affiliate marketing was. I just knew that there's a way, and I'm going to figure it out to make money online. And so I can travel. And now I need to go travel to see my kids, because they didn't stay in the same town as me. That was my plan, and they didn't do it. So they're going to be off wherever they are, and I need to be able to go see them anytime I want.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. So you fell on what made you pull the trigger on enrolling in our education versus other things that you were seeing out there on wherever you were seeing them, TikTok, etc. What compelled you to get involved with us here, start learning this business model? And then now, I mean, I was looking at your TikTok, you got 44,000 followers on TikTok. I mean, you're kind of off to the races, but still, what made you, just for the people here who are just still deciding on business model and maybe have a little bit of a shiny object syndrome going on, what made you really pull the trigger on this model and focus here?
Well, I loved the professionalism of your videos and stuff. I mean, I did research a little bit, not a whole long time. I mean, probably at the end of last year of 2020, I was looking. I wish I had seen all this during 2020. I had so much time on my hands. I could have done it all then, and that's when most people were looking, which they're still looking. But I looked at a lot of YouTube videos. I looked at so many different business models, and honestly, I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't try, but I also know very well the risk involved of, you know, putting out a bunch of money and not having an education around it. And I know the value very much of coaching. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on coaching over the years. So I saw your video, you know, so I don't even know who the person in my upline is. I have no idea. I don't even follow him anymore. But yeah, I just saw your videos and I was like, wow, this is really professional. And, you know, I mean, I couldn't see a ton of it, but I just thought it was really well done. You're relatable. You know, you're just kind of a normal guy. You're not all flashy with your Ferrari and mansion. And I don't like those kind of people. So I like the normal people. I mean, that's what people relate to. And I know that. And so, yeah, so I just knew that it was a step-by-step, but honestly, I was still timid, thinking, you know, I mean, obviously it's a low entry point. And I thought, you know, I have nothing to lose. And I was sitting by myself in my house. I lived alone at the time. Now I'm engaged and we moved in together, but I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell him that I was doing it at all until I got my first high ticket. Yeah, I was so nervous. I'm like, okay, we're moving in. I have to do these lives now. And I'm like, I was so nervous. I didn't want to tell.
Yeah, no, totally. Wow. I can only imagine that you've got this big secret, like, and it's not a bad secret. It's a good secret, but you're nervous to kind of just reveal like what it looks like behind the scenes and everything.
Oh, yeah. He had no idea.
Yeah. Wow. That's really
no idea. And I'm sure, you know, I was like, I have to tell you something. And he's probably like, oh my gosh, what?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I kind of have this business. And he was like, are you kidding me? This is so
what kind of business, right? Like,
yeah, well, no, but
No, but I mean, honestly, with people, man, you never know. Like, like if I was dating a girl and we were about to move in and she sat me down with that, I'd have a couple of seconds of like, well, what kind of business? Tell me, hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, I mean, he's so supportive. Like I said, he's an entrepreneur. He has like 5 businesses. He has nonprofit. He's very supportive, and he knows very much he is a very scheduled, regimented, structured person. And I am the dreamer, but he's a dreamer too. But I'm like, let's go do this thing, let's go. I want to travel. I want to get an RV and go travel and see the US now. I've traveled outside. So anyway, he was very supportive. He still is.
Yeah. Sounds like my wife and I mean, we've literally got tattoos. Mine says, hold on.
Oh,
and her says, let go, because I help her let go. She helps me hold on. Cue the music. I know, right? But it sounds very similar to my wife and I, just opposite. I'm the kind of the dreamer, a bit unorganized, but now I've become more organized, but just kind of free spirit, where she's kind of the more, structure, boundary, plan.
Yeah. Well, and we need both, right? We need both.
Yeah.
For sure, because otherwise I'd be involved.
Oh my God. If I had 2 of me, if I was in a relationship with me, oh my gosh, I would be in a totally different place in life. And I don't think it would be better. I think it would be worse, because we would probably spend ourselves into oblivion. We would just, yeah. So, okay. So you've come in, you went through the challenge initially, you were digging that made sense to you as you saw the pieces being put together. And you also, I hope, and I'm assuming, saw kind of the bigger picture here versus MLM, where and I'm not putting MLM down, because I got started in MLM as well. But MLM, typically the business model, if you're going to do the business side of MLM, it's really your only kind of choices is to get in and then resell their products. Now, obviously, people can be an affiliate for Legendary, but and many do. That's fine. But these are transferable skills, and this is a huge, large industry that once you understand these skills and understand how the internet works and understand how to pick a niche, and then how you can sell lots of different offers, specifically information offers. But I even see people who have sold information products like courses, coaching, events, and done affiliate marketing, then get into selling planners or selling various other physical things. Right. But what was your biggest aha moment? Of course, I don't want to lead you with that was your aha moment, but what was your aha moment as you were going through the challenge and you were sort of seeing this business model? I was laying it out and trying to spoon feed it, but also give the bigger picture. What was your aha moments? What was your big takeaways?
Well, definitely the bigger picture, because I mean, as an entrepreneur, I know very much, you have to be up here looking at how can I plug this in, but I could see all the different avenues that I could take with it. And I mean, honestly, I didn't even know about digital marketing before. I was thinking products, and I'm like, mugs or something. I mean, the stuff that I buy, mugs and t-shirts and sweatshirts. And I was thinking all of that. And once I started to see the digital products and the ability to educate people, and I mean, just in my TikToks, I mean, literally, that was a big learning curve for me. I had never posted a TikTok before January 20th is my first one. And, but I started seeing so many people that are out there hurting and need help. And, so many people need, just direction. They have nothing. And I loved how yes, I could see the big picture, but everybody doesn't see big picture. Yeah. And I loved how the training was step-by-step and a beginner entry level. And then the ability to, of course, progress. And I did invest in the blueprints. So that, just the steps, and for someone to be able to take it as far as they want. So I loved that, I could help people, because I've, at this stage of my life, realized that really your true joy comes from helping other people. And the famous Zig Ziglar quote that I love is, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll naturally get what you want. And so my heart has honestly always been, since my divorce, I've been divorced 7 years, to help women. I mean, getting out of a long-term marriage where I've worked, I sold real estate the whole time, but pretty much part-time. I was mostly with my kids.
Right.
And, I didn't have to work per se. It's hard when you're starting over after 40 something, and so I have a heart for women in particular to help them realize that there's other things out there. And I've known for years the trading time for money thing is just a total scam. And so I want to help other people, not just women. I mean, obviously my TikTok thing is marketing mamas, and it started more, I mean, obviously mamas because I'm a mama, but I didn't want to put my name on there. I was nervous to have my name, and I'm still having a hard time combining, because like my Facebook is about my real estate. So I'm trying to figure that out. But anyway, the big ahas is how many people you can reach. I mean, I've talked to people in Pakistan and Africa and Georgia and Florida, I mean,
I know it's worldwide.
Australia, it's amazing. Go ahead.
We had people from probably 20 to 30 different countries on our Decade in a Day, which is a training in blueprints, the other day on Friday. We literally, I mean,
all the same one.
Wow. I'm being conservative in terms of how many different countries. I mean, if you include states, we had probably, I mean, people from at least a quarter of the states across the country, and then 20 plus to 30 countries around the world. It was just incredible. I wanted to touch on something before we gloss over it, which is that finding who you want to serve and finding who your target market is. This is exactly, now, if you own the blueprints, you go into the blueprints, you go into the fishing formula, and you go through that process. And the first section is, of course, who's your target audience, the species, right? And that is so important. That's our whole, business blueprint philosophy is we're going to give you some various things to do to sharpen your skills while you take a bit of time to get clear on your niche. And if you guys are going through the blueprint, then you know that. If you've gone through the blueprint, then you know that. If you haven't, and you guys are on the fence, this is what we're going to do. We are not going to just say, oh, go promote this, or just tell you what to do. We're going to give you various different things, different products and different niches to help you to sharpen your skills and get used to your tools and all that kind of stuff while you take up to 90 days to pick your niche. And the niche it's not a very humanizing way to describe it, but it's really, who is your target person? Who is the person that you want to serve? And you say women. And you talked about the divorce, and you talked about reinventing yourself after 40. And what I wanted to say is, it's so powerful because for women, many who are moms, who that becomes such a big part of your identity. And then once they leave, or even while they're still there, I can tell you that our little ones are 5. My oldest is out of the house, but my little one, 5 and 5 months, and my wife and I, but I'll just talk about my wife for a second, what I've seen her go through, absolutely wanting her own thing, absolutely needing her own identity, not just friends and social circle, but actually being productive and wanting to be of value and wanting to make money or contribute to a company or a business. And guys, that's such a big, and honestly, for those of you who are listening to this who are 40 and above, stop being jealous of young people, because it's the boomers who have the money to spend anyways. So you have such an advantage. And of course, I'm speaking to everybody. I'm so thrilled that you figured this out. But there's so many people who come in and who put so much emphasis on the glass being half empty, that, oh, I'm older, or I'm not technically savvy, or whatever. And it's like, you have such an advantage if you can just see it, and you can speak to people who are in that age range about the things that they're experiencing in their life right now, and that you have solutions to it. I mean, Gennifer, congrats for seeing that and now taking action. And now you've turned around from a simply scroller to being curious about a business to now having a TikTok channel, 44,000 followers, you're making money. I mean, this is really incredible. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's pretty exciting because I mean, I don't know what your faith is, but I have a faith. And I felt from the beginning of my marriage ending that, well, obviously before that, I was like, okay, this isn't what life is supposed to be. There should be more to this. And I needed more. And that started about 38. And, but from the beginning, women came out of the woodworks for me. And I felt that was a God thing. God was using me to then help other women. And I knew in some way that I would be helping women and other people because, I mean, it's a pretty, everybody talks about men having a midlife crisis, but women do too. And women do big time. And it's about our self-worth. It's about who we are and our self-worth and all of that. So, and so many people, unfortunately, are divorced and just figuring it out again. And so I've known that was my niche really. And, I mean, I do gear it a little bit towards women, but that I've had a few guys like, if I'm not a mama, can I come in? I'm like, of course, we won't beat you up too badly, but.
Well, I mean, what guy wouldn't want to be surrounded by a bunch of cool women, you know what I mean? I mean, that's really interesting that a lot of people went by picking a target audience and kind of even narrowing down, not just their niche, right? Their topic. You're talking about making money online. You're talking about starting a business and making money online. And then you've kind of narrowed it down to your specific audience and target customer being women and women who have kind of crossed over the 40 age and they're kind of trying to figure out what's next. But it's so funny because the more you target down, like for example, I have an example of an ad in the Facebook funnel in the blueprints of an ad that a girl ran that was calling out nurses. And that talked about, hey, if you're a nurse and you're working all these hours and you're probably stressed out and you probably went into it because you thought it was going to be this and now it's not what you expect, but you really love to help people. And it's not that you want to just abandon that, but you want to do something that maybe can have more of an impact and also pay you what you're worth. Right. And so even though she called out nurses in the ad, the ad blew up and people were down in the comments like, I'm not a nurse, but I feel that way.
And
the interesting thing is that if you call out a specific segment of like an audience, anybody who's having that human experience is going to be like, oh, I'm not, a nurse, or I'm not a mama, but I'm a papa, and I'm feeling the same exact way. Exactly. And that's just it's counterintuitive because we think that, if I niche down and get more specific, I'm going to be leaving people out and leaving opportunity on the table, but that's not the case.
You find your tribe.
And people want to be a part of your tribe. Even if they aren't exactly the whatever they think that you're calling out, they want to be a part of it. It's really fascinating. You're really taking a lot of you're really being decisive in your decisions about what to do, who to target, hopping on TikTok, pulling the trigger, creating content. How have you overcome your sort of that indecisiveness, that insecurity, that overthinking, that perfectionism, whatever your kind of big, whatever flaws, weaknesses, whatever newbie complexes, whatever we want to call them, what are yours, and how are you overcoming them to be so decisive and take so much action?
Well, the beauty of being in your 40s, which I'm at the tail end now, is that you stop caring as much what people think. It's amazing. It's the best decade of my life so far. So I would say, the technology, I literally if I couldn't figure out how to do TikTok, and I thought, okay, I'm old, but it's hilarious to watch. I'm a Gen Xer, and Gen Xers apparently I've found now on TikTok with others We don't care about anybody, which is great. And it's not that we don't care. Obviously, I care about people, but I don't care what people think anymore. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're not paying my bills. I'm not worried about those people. If there's somebody who doesn't like me, that's fine. You don't have to like me. I'm not trying to please everybody, and I'm not trying to please hardly anybody anymore. But now I'm like, this is my life. I get to do what I want to do. And I'm here to empower other women and anyone, all men and women, but I'm here to empower other people to find themselves and to just say, you know what, screw what you've been taught, throw it all out the window. You need to do what makes you happy today, because working a 9 to 5, even though I've been an entrepreneur and I've sold real estate, it's still the grind. I mean, I've battled depression and anxiety a lot. In fact, even a month ago, I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, but you know, you do things and you get back and it's fine. So I have that relatability as well with so many people. Mental health is a big deal for me, and supporting that. My oldest daughter, after my divorce, or before I even got divorced, she struggles as well as a result of people that were in our life. And I mean, I had to institutionalize my daughter, you know, so I am a big advocate of empowering strong girls, strong women, and helping them realize their power. I mean, women and men can do anything. And I don't think women are equal, or, you know, I know where I want to be. And I'm at the point where I'm happy to allow men to do certain things. I don't need to be everything, but I know that I can build up other women and other girls and younger women and empower them to just be themselves. But the technology, so I'm not afraid to ask for help. So I know very, very well that I need coaching and training. And the key is to being a sponge and being willing to learn, and always in learning mode, because I mean, you have to, or if you're not learning, you're dead, you know. You have to be learning and always reading and self-start. But, you know, honestly, none of that started for me until 2014. I wasn't in that space at all. I was in a very difficult relationship, and I was very submissive and not shy. I was always, you know, outgoing, but I didn't have a voice, and now I do. And so it's kind of loud.
No. Wow. Great. And how does that feel now that you feel like your voice has, you haven't had a voice and now you have? Just for those who can relate to that, can you tell us what it looks like and feels like on the other side of that? I mean, I know you just went through a little bit, but that specific piece, what does it look like and feel like now on the other side of actually finding your voice and realizing you have one and that it can make an impact? Can you just say more about that just for a moment?
Yeah. I mean, I really, it took a while to overcome, but once I started seeing, you know, it was almost like I was sheltered, but I wasn't at all. I mean, not at all, but in myself, I lost myself. I didn't have a voice, like I said. And once I realized that there was another way of thinking, which then what I was thinking is it's not about getting the biggest and best house and cars and all of that and climbing the ladder of the corporate ladder. It's really about giving back to people. You're going to find true value there. And also helping other people. You know, that's where my voice came in, of there's another way of thinking, you know, living beneath your means and having a richer life without being, you know, I look rich and have all of the things. It's really about living a quality life with less and giving back more. And, but the voice part was really impactful when, you know, obviously when I moved away and it's just freeing. It's like, you just feel, I used to post, I felt like a dog let out in a field for the first time. That sounds terrible, but you know, I get to run free and I can be whoever I want. I mean, I've lived in Northern California for, now, 35 more years. But at the time when I moved, I had lived here for over 30 years and people were like, wow, you're so brave and you're moving your whole life. And I'm like, I know. And why? I started to think there was something wrong. Like, should I not be doing this? You know, but it was so freeing. I mean, I went to San Diego and learned how to sail and, you know, I was flipping houses on my own. I was running the show and writing the checks for all the contractors. And I mean, it just allowed me to be this whole other person that I didn't even know existed. to be honest. And it was because I was suppressed and depressed and, and so I had this drive to show my daughters that wasn't what a marriage was, and that's not how life has to be. And I had to be strong for them. I mean, they were in high school and I was like, you guys, it's not about being, everybody says I want to be a strong woman. Well, because of my faith, it's more about being a woman of strength. You can be strong. You don't have to be everything. Yes, you can have a person in your life to build you up, and you need that. That's what we're called to have as a partnership. But I mean, my drive was really my daughters, and it was freeing, and it was so important for them to see. They saw me vulnerable and broken, and I was very open, and we all kind of healed for 3 years together. And
that's really powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so much to unpack there. But really I think that for me, I think a lot of people, their why is sort of what you said. And I heard you kind of having two whys there. But the first one was you really put the mask on yourself in the airplane before you were able to really be everything you wanted to be for your daughters.
Right.
I think finding the motivation in taking the risk to find your voice and to kind of step out on faith and take those risks to do entrepreneurship and do stuff is an act. It's also be able to be whoever we want, right? Which I thought was really powerful when you said that, because I want to be whatever I want. And maybe some days I feel a little bit silly, and some days I feel a little bit more serious, and some days I feel a little bit sad. And what I found is that when I'm in flow and creating content and marketing, that there is space for me to do all those things. And quite frankly, the more that I allow those things to kind of come up to the surface in my personality and my emotion, the more effective I am, because that is the full range of human experience.
Absolutely.
Nobody's like a robot. We're not robots. That's what makes us human. And so stepping into that authentic self more, and just kind of cutting all the ropes and chains and tie downs and all that, like you said, the suppression, the depression, and stepping into our real authentic self, our purpose, and just not giving a damn, not living our lives for everybody else anymore, and just saying, hey, this is what I want to do. And this is, I'm going to stop caring about what people think. And I'm just going to focus on delivering value and helping people and being whoever I want to be today. I just think that that's kind of a cool way to look at it, because it makes it more of it puts me into that childlike phase that I love being. And I think we all have an inner child, right, that likes to dress up and pretend and get on the internet and be whoever we want. Like today I'm going to be this guy, and tomorrow I mean, it's that full range of human experience and emotion. And then as we do that, it's, if you have kids that you want to set a example for, if you want to build a business that ends up creating generational wealth, you kill those two birds with one stone, because the best thing that you can ever give to your children is to have them watching you living full out, living an amazing, authentic experience. And that will be so much more valuable than money that you can pass on. That's great to hook them up with some generational wealth if you can. I'm all for that. But man, the best thing that we can ever give to our children, or those people who in our lives who we care about, is to, because if you think about it, Gennifer, like what I want for the people that I love more than anything is for them to be as much of themselves as they can and be happy and not live their life for anybody else but just themselves. And so what more of a powerful gift that I can give to my loved ones, my kids, is to have them see me doing that. That is really, really powerful, Gennifer.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's a big deal. And I mean, like my daughter, my oldest, who's in Texas now and went to Bible school. I mean, that was always the path that both of them were going to go in. Their dad went to that Bible school. Funny. And, but she has her own tribe now. And it's hard for me to let go because I was a helicopter mom and I'm all about my kids. I was like, I'm going to move and be near you. And then I'm like, hold on, I don't want to move to Texas. But she has found her people, and even now she's having a baby and she's like totally different. And my parents are both passed, but I remember my mom was there when I had my girls, and she, I knew everything, of course. And so now I'm in that position and I'm like, she's like, Mom, I know you don't like this or whatever. I'm like, honey, this is your kid. This is your life. This is your marriage. You get to do it the way you want. That's the beauty.
Wow.
I don't have to do this. I'm not going to put my impression.
I don't want to do this.
No.
Your turn.
I am so done.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're done with, I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait to meet him. It's a boy and I can't wait to meet him, but, cause I didn't have boys at all, but she has her own way of doing everything. And she's like, I only want wood toys. And I'm like, okay, he's going to be colorblind, but I joke, but anyway, but yeah, I'm like, this is your life. You get to do what you want. You're an adult. You get to choose.
You're giving your kids just a great gift with that. And also by having your own life and having your own path and your own purpose and not, it's like, I see a lot of parents, me being one as well, but I see a lot of parents, and I'm not saying this coming from a judgmental place, because I really do believe we're all just doing the best that we can, but who say, oh, I want my own identity. I love my kids. I want to be a phenomenal parent, but I just need my own identity. I know I need to do something for myself and all this, and I want to do so much, but they just can't detach. They just can't let go from, because I think parenthood in those roles that we have in our sort of domestic life, our home life, they give us a lot of control, right? They give us a lot of control, even though we may not even want that much control, but it's something that we can control. And we want these other things. We want adventure. We want travel. We want something more of our own, something that's outside of home, but that doesn't offer that same level of control. That is risk. That is, you got to be uncomfortable all over again. And you know what? It's not a baby that you take care of and you have to take care of it or else it dies, right? A business, right? You can start it, and then if it dies, well, it's just a dream that died, or it was just, we tell ourselves these stories that, well, that's not really what's important as long, right? And it's just kind of this cycle that we get into, and we can never really let go of those controls of that certainty. Uncertainty is scary over here, although we want it so badly. And that's why I commend you so much, because it's not the money that you're making, the audience that you're building, all that's the real, it's that you've taken these risks into uncertainty, to let go of something, not totally, but that was so important, that is so important to you, motherhood and being a great mom to your kids. But now it's almost like a snake who sheds its skin. It's not that you're not a snake anymore. It's not that you're not a mom anymore, but you're starting a new chapter, and that comes with uncertainty, but you're walking through it bravely. And I really, really respect that and commend you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool. But at this stage when they're older, and then now I'm starting something totally new, getting remarried and my business, and he has his business, but we're always,
there's a lot of people though that would have moved to Texas, that would have followed their kids, that would have not been able to let go of that illusion of control, and would have said, well, I want to be closer to the kids or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But but my point here is that starting a business, guys and gals, comes with uncertainty. It comes with taking risk. And the more that you can detach from needing certainty and needing control in all aspects of your life is going to be make it easier for you to transition into that uncertainty and to continue pushing forward, and then eventually to embrace the uncertainty and get excited about it, and get excited about the fact that you don't know what's going to happen from day to day. It's a sense of adventure in your business. It's a sense of adventure. This wake up show, it's incredible. I don't know who I'm going to talk to. And it's like every morning I get to start my day talking to somebody new in our community.
Cool.
And it's really cool. One last question, and then I've got a call coming up. I got to transition and bring this airplane in for a landing. But if somebody was asking themselves, do I want to get involved in Legendary? Do I want to be a part of this community? Is this the real deal? Can this really help me? What would you say to them?
Oh my gosh, the bonus that I always say, I've had so much help from the community. I know people say that a lot because it's 100% true. The community is so helpful. I've reached out to so many people that are big wigs, and I'm like this little fish, and they're so willing to help, and so, just everybody's so encouraging and willing, and everybody wants you to succeed. Not nobody, but you can't have a scarcity mindset in this business. If you do, you're never going to make it, because there's plenty of business for everybody. There's a million people out there. Well, more than a million, of course, billions of people out there. And there's more business for everybody. And just to have an abundance mindset and knowing that this community, and I've seen a few trolls out there saying, oh, it doesn't work. It's a scam and nobody helped me and they just threw me out there. And that's 100% not true. They didn't complete anything, because there's so much help and people are so willing to help. And I mean, even if they're not, didn't go through your link or whatever, it doesn't matter. You help people, and that's how you get ahead. And that's how you that's how life is. So the community to me was a huge bonus. The training, is continually, you can level up over and over and over. When you're at the stage that you need to be, where you've kind of gotten through the first part, then you can level up and go to another stage, and you can get more training and more, and it's all professional, and you're a real person. It's not just selling you some training and then you go away and they never hear from you. I mean, you're active, and I love that you're active in the community and always sharing other people's knowledge, because everybody with their own history brings their experience, right? And, like I've seen the email stuff, somebody, I think it was Elisa recently, that was sharing about the email and all the email marketing and different experiences, and you just continually grow. So that's why it's so beneficial, because it's a living, breathing object. Everything is moving and improving every single day.
That's a really great way to explain it. And I think that's so true for a good training and educational experience is it's dynamic. It's not just and this is good for us to also be thinking about course creating and coaching. If that's a business model that any of you guys want to transition and start in, is that, it's creating a course is not about, just filming some videos and then they're good for the next 10 years. I mean, the best part of the educational experience nowadays online is there's like lives and webinars and like stuff, conversations, and take me behind the scenes and show me how you did that. And it's just, it's so different. And I think that makes it less intimidating for us to create a course or to provide a training or even provide value for people, because value is not just something that you just create one time and then it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly created one time. And then it's just, I love that description. It really, so I'm going to stop ranting because you said it so perfectly, but I just was kind of like, wow, that was really well put. Gennifer, really, seriously, this has been fantastic. And I'm really super happy and proud of you and impressed, and just keep up the great work. And please come back. And if which we will, please say yes. and
course.
keep us updated in maybe 3 or 4 months down the road.
I would love it. Thank you.
All right, Gennifer.
Thanks for
Everybody
the
go.
opportunity.
It has been our pleasure. All right. We'll talk to you later. Keep up the great work. Stay
Thanks.
legendary. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, go follow her. Is that really not strong woman, strength? Wait, hold on. I got to bring her back on. What was that? Don't worry. The strong woman be strength.
Woman of strength. Women of strength.
All right.
So we're, we have that within us.
I love it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woman of strength, right? We don't always have to be a strong man or a strong woman, a woman or a man of strength. And that strength can come from lots of different places, as she said, faith, right? Family, community, right? And that's what I think this is about. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to be somebody who does it all by myself. And I think that's one of the cool things. Obviously, that's why people's faith is so important to them. Also, though, this community is that for so many people. It is for me. It is for me as well, right? Because I'm not this, always strong guru. I'm not the Incredible Hulk, right? Even though sometimes I used to think that I was. Legend in my own mind, if you know what I mean. But now I realize I'm human, right? I'm fallible. I'm vulnerable. And I get strength from you guys. I get strength from this community. I get strength from my faith as well, right? My spirituality. I get strength from my wife. So, guys, I just wanted to leave you with that thought as you please go follow Gennifer. She's on TikTok at Marketing Mamas, to realize just that you don't have to do this alone. You could also text, okay, this number, WUL, to the number on your screen, 813-296-8553, and we'll send you a little text message when we go live in the morning, just so you can have a reminder. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Another episode. Be well, be great, have a great week, and of course, be legendary. Peace.